Okay, hi everyone. I'm back. Pattern-collections.com. Go to pattern focus to find today's pattern. Which L pattern are we going to do today? This one. Ooh, interesting. Let me go back one just to see something. Is there... No. Okay, so this one has some instruction, which I think might be useful. So make sure you scroll all the way down past the pattern and read all of this stuff. So I'm going to just read it because you probably can't see this on my phone, especially since I have to turn it sideways to read myself. So it says, a couple of people have said that they can't make their lark pattern look like mine. I'm crazy and do at least 3 layers of shading. I work 4x4 upwards to 8x8. So I also draw at angles. The angle thing would be very hard to show in a written tutorial, but I think I can help a little with the shadowing. In essence, shadows have at least 3 values, barely there, medium, and blacked out. I try to make sure I have these 3 values by shading 3 different times. I shade for the shape and curves, a medium value, then for smaller cast values, barely there and blacked out. This is the shadows cast by those curves and shapes you shadowed earlier. Then lastly, I shade for the larger cast values, which would be shadows cast by one string section onto another. The sections on top has no large cast values, but the most smaller cast values. The sections furthest back is completely in medium value. Those sections in between have the large cast values that are barely there or between barely there and medium. To make it worse for you, I do all of this in pen. I usually draw my lines with a 0.05 or 0.10. My blacked out sections are done with the same pen. All the rest are shading done with a 0.01, a 0.005, or a 0.003. The 0.005 is my favorite. I don't see any reason why you couldn't use a pencil for the barely there or medium shading, but the color will be different, which is one reason why I don't use pencil. The other reason is that I dislike using pencil. Also, for those already familiar with this pattern, my previous steps had a closed loop around the edges like it was a pot holder. I never saw anyone add them in, so I left them out. So, here is a close-up of the shading. So first we shade along the curve, and then that one's got a little bit darker, I see. So it's deepest and darkest under here. I think I'm going to just worry about shading last, and I think maybe this one might be one that I'm going to want to do on the colored tile, just to make it where I can use the white pencil. Let me see if I can get this nice and big so I can zoom in. All right, my biggest problem is going to be this shape, I think. I don't have problems with the shading. My problem is going to be this and being consistent with it. So this is going to be one I'm going to have to study a little bit here with you guys. So I apologize for not just going straight in. So the first thing, it says start with a dot grid. So she says that there's dots in there. So we're going to start with a dot grid. Dot grids are not always my friend, so we'll have to see how that goes. I may choose to make light pencil lines instead. This was done back in 2016, and that's before a lot of people used pencil and erased. So that's part of it. So we'll try that. I'm gonna do some some lines maybe. So we're going to do these little arches, just slight little basket weave shapes. That I can do. And then dots above the line, dots below the line. So then we're going to put dots on here. So on one, the first one is going to be above and then below your line. Above your line, below your line. Above your line, below your line. That is probably critical. Then we're going to put verticals connecting the above and the below. So we don't want to connect the two belows. We want to connect one above, one below. And that will create this sort of curvy shape that's got this little bit of a darkness right there, which gives us an automatic shadow. Then the next thing we're going to do is connect a little curve here in this little section. And then what? And then we're going to do like a scallop, like a wave. But we're going to come from the middle of here. We're going to hit that dot. We're going to come over, hit that dot, and come back up. Down, hit that dot, come up. And then in between there, we're going to make some vertical lines like this. Okay, that's a lot to take in. So, and rather than trying to do a multitude of different shades and values, I'm just going to do one section because that looks like it's a lot. Yeah. Okay, let's give that a go. And then we'll see what happens. I think I'm going to put it on a tan tile though, so I can get some definite multiple values. Let me turn on my light. Okay, so just reviewing the steps has taken almost 10 minutes. Yeah, this can be, I'm afraid this one's going to be long. Oops, sorry, I'm bumping into my camera. I got to adjust my pillow here. Okay, so let's give this a go. I'm going to put down a pencil grid. A pencil, and then I'm going to put some something like that. Just some light pencil lines. You might not even be able to see them. But I'm going to do that to try to get me, and I don't know how I'm going to do this. We're just going to jump in and pretend we know what we're doing. Yeah, you know what? This is a learning process for all of us. And yeah, we're just gonna jump in here and just do it. So I want to go with a little curve like that, and I'm just gonna come down and let's start with that and just make the curves coming that way. And then I'm going to skip, and I'm going to go here, and I'm going to try to line them up as best I can with this row over here, which I can already see I'm having issues with. Okay, and then I'm going to do one more row. So as long as I've got a space in between and these kind of curvy lines, I think I'm good, right? So far, so good. Now let's see what the next step is. We need to put dots above the line and below the line. And you know what? I think I'm going to actually switch over to my little bit bigger pen to put the dot in. Okay, above the line, below the line, above the line, below the line, above, below, above, below. Now, do we do it the same on the next row or opposite? We do it the same, so they match. Above, below, above, below, above, below, above, below. Okay. So far, so good. I keep thinking there's a spot there, but that's in the paper. It's part of the toned texture of the paper. Above, below, above, below, above, below, above, and below. Okay. Next, we connect our above with our below, like this. Okay. So far, so good. I'm happy with that. Now what's the next step? Next step is on this lower part. I'm going to connect this to this with a curve. On all of these lower bits. What was that? Was that important? No. Okay. So you know my friend I said is in the hospital. Well, yeah. Things have taken a little turn. He got some test results back that are not favorable. May end up having to have a surgery he wasn't expecting. So, okay. So now we want to, I'm going to turn this way because I just feel like that's how I want to do it. I want to go from the middle of here down to that dot, across to this dot, and back up to the middle of there. Like that. Okay. So he's feeling very anxious right at this moment. So if you guys would, if you could give him a little support, a little prayer, I would appreciate it. We were so hopeful that he would be coming home the next day. Now it doesn't look like that's going to happen. Okay, and then this one does the same. Around like that. Around like this. That. And like that. I don't know what I'm going to do with the edges yet. I feel like they need to be connected somehow. And she said that she did like a pot holder type look. So I want to kind of look that up and see what that looks like. But I'm going to wait until I'm all finished. And then, so far, so good. I like this. So then what we do is coming up through here, I'm going to make a line like that, and then like this. Okay, the ends definitely need something. And let me go back to that other page where she talks about how she ended things, because there's another sample. I don't know if you can see that. See, look at, oh, it turned. It's hard to put it in the right spot so you guys don't get glare from my light. But there's a sample right here. It shows the edges. Can I get to that? No. Okay, I can't make it any bigger, so I'm just going to have to just kind of guess. Here, I think, like that. Okay. So how would you end it? On this side. I see this side, that's good. They're like connected, but I want to connect those somehow. I feel like it needs an edge to it. But how? To make it look right. I'm gonna play with my pencil because I'm afraid that if I put a pen mark where it doesn't make sense, then it just will go horribly wrong. What if I do that? That. Will that finish it off? It will, won't it? No, maybe I'll do that and then that. Ah, that's better. Sort of. Except for there needs to be something attached to here. Ooh, that might work. Let me erase what I just did and try that again with let we come down like that with pencil. Let me do Is that better? Yes. Like that. Okay, I figured out how to make an end to this thing. Just so that I have like a finished thing. Okay, so we're going to do this and this, that, and that, that, and that, that, and that. And then we're going to take this line and come down here. Like that. And I'm going to erase all those pencil marks. Oh, look, it worked. I'm so excited. Okay, let's try that again on the other side. That and like that, like that and like that, that and that, that and that, and then bring this down here, here, and there, like so. Okay, you don't have to do that part. I just wanted it to make some sense on my page here. Look at that. Awesome. Okay, now she was talking about shading. So I'm going to go back to, oops, where'd the pattern go? I think I'm going to do it this way. I'll put the name down at the bottom today. Okay. So where's my shading page? Shading instruction page. Okay, so the darkest part needs to be this one. So this makes a shadow onto those. That makes sense, right? That makes a shadow onto those. And this makes a shadow onto that. And this makes a shadow onto there. And this makes a shadow onto there. We're just going to go along these edges. That makes a shadow, and this makes a shadow. And that makes a shadow like this. Okay. And then it will be darkest up in these little points, where those go way in deep. So I'm going to just make that really dark to start with. So when I blend, you'll really see that deep dark right there. Right? And you'll have a little bit of shadow here. A little bit of medium shadow here. Where this sort of string thing goes. And maybe here. And on this side. Let's start with that. You can always add more. You can always erase as well, but you can always add more if it's not pleasing to you. That overlaps that. This overlaps this. That overlaps that. You know, this isn't as hard as it looked. It sounded worse based on the written word description. Maybe I didn't even need to read that, but you know, I did. Because I thought it was going to be important. But you guys know where it's dark and where it's not dark, right? And I feel like, you know, you just go and you find those places where you think it's overlapping. And that's where you put your shadows. So I want a little bit of shading here where this is going deep into the underneath there. Just do where they're overlapping. And then the best thing will be to use the white to do the highlights, and that'll really make it pop. But that's dark there. And it's going to be dark here, right where that goes under that. Sorry about the digging noises, folks. They have moved to the front yard. The electrician is almost done wiring up the electricity for the spa, so that's good. We had Edison out the other day. Yesterday, they were changing out a transformer on our street, so they had to turn off the power for most of the day yesterday. So there was no work got done yesterday. See, by using the tan tile, the tan tile already gives me, actually it's a gray tile, but it already gives me the mid-tone that she was talking about, how she's got a dark tone and a mid-tone. So the pencil I'm putting in is the dark tone. And then I will go in with the white pencil and put in the highlights. We've already got the mid-tone established by the paper. Just need to put in those shadows. Put a little bit of shadow right up here at the top there, maybe here. I think maybe a little bit on these edges where they're turning backwards. They need to go dark right there, because that's where you would see the shadow start as it turns the corner. All right, let me look at it from a distance. Oh, that's lovely. Okay. And now I'm going to put some highlights right in here to give that just pop. And you'll be able to see that weaving better. Yeah, look at that. If you want to, you could use a stump and blend that a little bit, but I think I like it just like that. Doing just a little bit, just where that comes out and wraps around. And maybe a little right at the top here. Oop, got a little carried away with my pencil right there. I'll make a really bright highlight where it's kind of shiny right up at the top there. Since I really overdid with my pencil the first one, that's okay. Oh, look at that. Ah, stunning. All right. So this was a little more complicated than some of the others. It's not a pattern I probably would use frequently, but it wasn't near as hard as I expected it to be with all the extra instruction about shading and stuff. So yeah, give it a try. See, look, even though I took 10 minutes to read all the instructions, I'm still at only 32 minutes. So really the drawing only took me 20 minutes. So that's good. That's good. That's a good average size drawing for a regular tile size. So it's not as hard as it looks. It's always good to challenge yourself and to just do it. Just, I mean, that's all I can say is just do it. You know, if it looks hard, say to yourself, you know what? What's the worst that can happen? It's a piece of paper and I throw it away. That's the worst that can happen. Just do it, right? All right. I will see you guys tomorrow. I don't know how many more drawings I can get done today. I have to go to work later. But, yeah, it's time to get up and move around again. I will see you guys tomorrow. You guys have a blessed day. Do something nice for somebody today. Make their day. And if you wouldn't mind saying a little prayer for my friend, I would appreciate that. Yeah. See you later. Bye-bye.